Hello, YouTube. It's Carlos the Rook, and I'm bringing you round two of Chess Zone Generations. Once again, Chess Zone is my favorite place to play at here. I got my setup. As you can see, it's chess based. I absolutely love chess based. It's great for organizing, doing opening theory, for opening prep, for computer analysis. For this one, I got Leela set up along with Stockfish. So I just wanted to show you my full setup. I got Leela, Stockfish, and this is how I normally analyze positions. I have both engines running, and I go down variations based on what the engines are recommending when I do my opening prep and game analysis. So in this round, I'm playing Kadeem Miller. He was unrated. I think it's been a while since he played in a USCF tournament because he had to renew his membership. He's unrated here, but he actually showed me his rating on chess.com because we friended each other on chess.com afterward. He subscribed to the channel. He said he's going to start streaming. So when he starts streaming, we're going to both be interlinking together, trying to promote each other's channel. So that's how we do it. And he's rated on chess.com over 1900, I think like 1950, something like that. And his peak rating was like 2048. So he's a strong player, stronger than me. The highest I got on chess.com was 1998, and I was trying to break 2000, and I just crumbled. I dropped down to 1952. I'm now back up to like 1971, something like that. So here we go with the game. He starts off with e4. I go c5, c3, and we're going into the elephant defense. And I keep saying I'm going to get my prep together for this, but I never do it. So I got to get my prep together for elephant defense. I go over it, but I don't play it out physically on the board. And I think playing it out physically on the board, once I put it into my rotation, that cements the moves into my memory. So the elephant, I just don't run across it enough for me to put it into my rotation. So I'll go knight f6, e5, knight d5, and he goes d4. Capture here, c captures back, and here I can't remember if my prep is knight c6 or d6. My prep is d6. That's what my prep is, and I know it. But somehow I got concerned over if I go d6, bishop to b5 will be a thing. Then if I block it with the knight, then you got queen, a4. Somehow I just got paranoid and I started seeing ghosts where there was none. I started seeing ghosts and I got scared and I broke away from my prep and I went knight c6 instead. As you see here, Stockfish recommends d6. Leela recommends d6. It's a way better move than knight c6. Knight c6 is Stockfish's third choice. Knight c6 is Leela's second choice. So I go knight c6. He returns knight c3. And now I don't want to take here and solidify the center. So I drop the knight back instead. Knight d6. And the engine wanted e6. Oh no. If he take, then no. That's horrible. Why would I do that? That'd be horrible. I just destroyed my pawn structure. So he plays f4. And the engine wanted d5 here. Ooh, that would have been nice. So I go d6, which he doesn't like. It wanted d5. And make him take in passe if he's going to take. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Now I'm allowing him to go d5. He doesn't have to take. And he goes d5. Now he's going to me what I did to the last guy. You know, he just pushed the pawns on me, trying to suffocate me. And I thought knight b8. And then the bishop comes in. I can block that, so that's not a problem. But e6 is a thing. So I didn't like that. So I was thinking knight a5. With the idea of swinging the knight to c4 after I bring the queen to c7. And I was also considering knight b4. hitting the pawn twice. So I went with the knight a5 idea. And he immediately comes Evan with b4. I don't think that was the best move. They say white has a decisive advantage, according to Stockfish. I'll bring knight to c4. It went queen d4 here. But, oh, queen d4. No, you can't take that. Queen d4. Oh, so this is what the engine wanted. Queen d4. Let me back it up. It wanted queen d4, and then the threat is taken twice on c4. So I would have had to come queen c7 to protect the knight. So that's basically what it wanted, to build up pressure on this knight on c4. So he captures on c4. I capture back. I felt like he gave me some breathing room. And here I'm thinking he might come with either queen d4 or e6. The engine wants, it's saying queen e2 as the only move. Stockfish and Leela both saying queen e2 is the only move. But he's lost his advantage by trading off the bishop for the knight. And he goes knight f3. It's back even. Now it's saying bishop g4. Both engines are saying bishop g4 is the best here. And I play bishop g4. I got the best move. There we go. We're cooking with grease now. You know. The engine wanted e6 here, but he didn't play e6. Instead, Kadeem castled. So it wants me to play g6 and fine cattle the bishop. Is that what it wants? But I thought capture the bishop here. I'm getting a pawn. Capture the bishop. Capture the knight with the bishop. Rook captures. D captures e5. And he goes queen a4 check. So I'll block it with my queen. He goes b5, hitting at the knight. So I just go knight b6, hitting the queen. Now he goes queen e4. I'm just going to take the pawn. Now white has an advantage here of 0.96 according to Stockfish. The only move to keep the advantage is bishop captures f4, which I thought he was going to do. And then I was thinking maybe g6. I can always to try and open up, see if he'll let me get the bishop g7 and castle. If he doesn't, then I can cross castle. I can always cross castle, but even that would be dangerous with the bishop on f4, because my king can tuck away to the b square. So at this point, I'm thinking if he doesn't let me castle king side, I just sit in the middle and just build up a fort with maybe g6, h5, and then bishop h6 is an idea to trade off the dark square bishops. But he doesn't do that. He captures with the queen, and he's threatened to capture here. So here, I had a long think. My idea here was e6, d captures e6, queen captures e6. More than likely, his natural instinct would be rook to e3, thinking he pinning my queen to my king. And then I got bishop c5 pinning his rook to his king. And then I can capture the rook. I'll win in exchange. So That's what I had in mind. I just thought a while just to make sure it works out. So e6. Now the f7 square is protected. The computer wants bishop b2 here. Both engines, Stockfish and Leela, is screaming for bishop b2. He captures on e6. I capture back with my queen. And now it just looks so enticing to put a rook there. And I figured better would be bishop d2 with the idea of rook to e1. But by that time, I can go bishop to d6, hitting the queen once the queen move by castle. But he made a mistake. He played rook e3. So I go bishop c5. Now the rook is pinned to the king, even though he got my queen pinned to my king. His rook is pinned to his king, so he can't capture the queen. And that was my whole idea. That's what I planned out, and it worked. So you go bishop d2. Now the idea is bring the rook up over there. That's what he should have did at first, maybe. So I go ahead and capture. He captures back, and I castle. And now one exchange, and I got my king to safety. So here I have the advantage now. Stockfish is putting me at 4.59. Leela is putting me at 7.58. So Leela really likes this position. So he goes bishop d4, and now I'm thinking he want to drop queen g3 and threaten to make that way. And so I thought long and hard here. I'm thinking f6, g6, but then g6, queen h6, threatening to mate on g7. So I'm really thinking here, rook d8, the rook on a to d8 and give the exchange back. I'm trying to figure out then. I just saw queen g6. It's simple. Queen g6 and force to trade queens. It just I don't have to weaken my king side in order to stop the threat. So I swing the rook over to d8 and getting it back into the game. So now I'm fully developed. He brings the rook to f1. So I'm thinking his idea is bringing the rook here. Then over here. With a threat down on g7. So I go knight d5. And my idea, if he do that, then I just go f6 and stop it. That just neutralizes that threat. And the rook can always go to f7 to protect this square. So knight d5. He brings the queen there, threatening that. I bring my queen over, blocking the threat. And the reason I put the rook on the d file is without bringing the queen over, now we can trade knights. My rook can capture back. Queen e1. Knight captures. Queen captures. I'm thinking maybe bishop capture was a better move. And here I go b6. And my idea was just to shut out the dark square bishop, not give away any pawns. I'm up the exchange. Now I just need to trade off the pieces and grind out the win. So you go h3, rook c8 hitting the queen. And my idea is once the queen moves, bring a rook here on c2 and putting pressure down this way. So he moves the queen back to f3. I go rook c2, rook e1, and I take the a pawn. Now I'm up exchange and the pawn. If I can trade off these last pawns, I can really get it moving. He goes rook e4, and his idea is to swing over here to g4. So I go f6, and now he drops down here, rook to e7. And that's how I wanted to bring my queen here, and then swing over that way. So he stops me from doing that. So I go rook d2, asking him what he's going to do with his bishop. He go queen d5. And here I had another long think. Stockfish says king h8 is the best move, and the idea is king h8 with the idea of rook g8 to solidify the king position. So I go king h8. And he goes king h2. Stop it. I wanted to go queen g3, and then I just drop the rook back, check. He blocks with the bishop, and I'm coming in. So he's seen that, and he made king h2 was a good move. And so here I had another thing. So he stopped me for what I want to do. So I go rook d3 with the idea of getting a check on g3. But if I do that, rook d3, just drop the bishop to f2, and it stops that. So I was thinking queen to d3, and I'm pinning the bishop. So my idea was queen d3, rook has to go back to, I thought the rook had to go back to e4, but in the game he moved the rook to d7. But what we both missed was queen f7. So I'm gonna show you. And here the engine is saying rook e8, and I still keep the advantage. That's Stockfish. Leela wants rook d3. So queen d3, and now I'm losing. And the reason I'm losing is this move here. Queen f7. Because if I take that, he's threatening checkmate here. If I take that, so if I take this, he drops down here, here, checkmate. And if I go here, he drops here. If I take this, it's checkmate. So if I don't take that, I say I swing here, it's checkmate. So we both missed that. So he went rook d7 instead. And here I just captured. The engine wanted rook e8, but I calculated I had a winning rook in game. So I'm giving the material back. Queen captures, rook captures, rook captures. That's winning the rook over here. And now my king's gonna come out. I got pawn majorities on both sides. It's completely winning. Stockfish got me at now 4.61. They got me at 2.62 in this position. So he goes rook d6, and his idea is to stop my idea, which is a6 and trade off pawns, and then have a pass pawn. So I go king g8 to get my king moving into the game, and he immediately cuts that off. So I go a5, and I think that might have been a mistake. Let me turn it back and see what the engine say. They want rook c8 on Stockfish, or h6. Little wants h5. So I play a5, and my idea is to exchange the pawns or just push. Like if he come up here and take this pawn, I'm gonna beat him. It's gonna take one, two, then you gotta get out the way, three, then you need to make three moves. And that time I go one, two, three, four. I'm down now. So that'll not make it. So he captured on a6, I capture back, and he puts the rook behind the pawn. Rook belongs behind past pawn. That's a rule. So now I go h5. My idea is to bring the king this way, come out this way, and then come over this way. That's my idea to promote my pawn. King to g3, king h7, king h4. So I step up, protecting the h pawn, and here he played g4, which I thought was an error, because he allows g5 check, king to g3, rook a3 check, king to g2, rook b3. Now you see how I maneuvered the rook? I came from a side defense, I checked, and then came this way. Now my rook is in front of my pawn, and I can start pushing. Rook b8. I thought he was going to come down here with the idea of checking me here. King h8. So here, I got Stockfish giving me 6.20 advantage. Leela's giving me 7.51, but they both want rook b2. But now Leela's saying king g6. But the move I played, they didn't like. Like, that's not even in their candidate moves. So I take here, take back, and my idea was to take, so when he comes with h8, I don't leave a pawn hanging. And here I play b5. My idea is just to push the pawn down and try to promote the pawn, and this gives up all advantage. It's now a drawn endgame. I don't know how, but both engines say it's a drawn endgame, long as white plays rook b7. I don't understand it. I might have to look deeper into that position. He went king f2. I went b4. Then he pushed it once again. Rook b7. This is what the engines want. He goes rook b6 instead. So I go king g6. And now he goes rook b7. And this is the move the engine been screaming for the last three moves to draw the position. I go rook b1. He comes up king e3. Engine wants f5 here. But I'm just pushing my pawn. That's my idea. And he goes back rook b6. And the engine definitely doesn't like this. Now I'm winning again. So both of us played this endgame wrong. b2. So I'm gonna have to, when I see my coach next week, I'm gonna have to go over this with him and see what was important of rook b7 and why I made the position drawn, because I don't understand it. Now he goes king f2. And his idea here was to stop my rook from checking him, because he thought my idea was rook here, checking the king, and then promoting the pawn. But he was just out of position. So I go rook h1. And now it's a tactical motif. I'm threatening to promote the queen, and if he take the rook, I'm going to come right here, check him, and pick up his rook. So the king needed to be on this square. That's where the king needed to be. So he captures on b2. I check him. He step out the way. I go rook b2. and he plays king h1. Here he's hoping for a stalemate. So I bring the rook over, king up. I take the pawn, king back. I move the rook out of the way. King moves over, rook to a2. Keeping the king down, king h1. Pushing the pawns up. He's just shuffling his king back and forth. I go g3, and here he wanted to go back to g1, but it's going to be checkmate on a8. If he come up, then I just move the king in, and then walk a pawn into g1 and promote to a queen. So, and then it's checkmate. So here he resigned. It's a hard-fought game. We both made errors in the end game, and this could have went any way, but it went my way. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tell all your friends about the channel. Let's grow the channel and get it popping. Thank you so much, YouTube. Goodbye. Have a good day.